All right, let's dive into a story that could literally rewrite everything we think we know about the universe. It all kicks off with one single, baffling signal from the deepest, darkest part of space, a signal that doesn't seem to care about the rules of time.
So picture this, a lab humming with energy late at night. The whole story ignites with this one incredible breakthrough. Professor Kyle Dren, a quantum mathematics scientist, walks up to his team holding this glass panel just covered in complex equations, and he says the words that change everything.
Okay, so where on Earth, or, off of it, did this signal come from? Well, the answer is the first piece of this absolutely wild puzzle. The team had the signal, but where it was coming from, it just made no sense at all. The very first thing Professor Dren found was just, well, it was nothing. The signal was coming from a patch of space that our best telescopes see as totally empty. We're talking no stars, no galaxies, just blackness. And to make things even more mind-bending, this dark spot wasn't just some random corner of the sky. No, it was located beyond a known supermassive black hole, S1005. Think about that. It's not just in the dark. It's in the dark on the other side of one of the most destructive forces in the entire universe. And this isn't exactly in our neighborhood. The distance from us to this mysterious source is a jaw-dropping 1,200 light years. The sheer scale of that is almost impossible to really wrap your head around, and it just makes the whole thing even more mysterious.
So here's the bottom line, right? Big signals need big sources, like a star or an entire galaxy. But every single one of our star charts, all our data, it shows nothing. Absolutely nothing is there. It's like a cosmic ghost, a voice shouting from a completely empty room. And that was the huge contradiction that just had the whole team stumped. A signal coming from nowhere is already enough to make you question everything. But the location? That was only half the mystery. What was in the signal? Well, that was about to take this thing from a cool cosmic puzzle to something that bends the very fabric of reality. So as the AI engineers started digging into the patterns inside the signal, they stumbled onto something that just shouldn't be possible. And boom, that's the moment the world shifted. Dr. Neera Sulin, who was monitoring the data, realized these patterns weren't just static or random noise. They were structured information about things that hadn't even happened yet. The implication is just staggering. This signal was seeing the future. Now, just to be super clear what that means, precognitive information is data that shatters the basic rule of cause and effect that governs our entire lives. It's like knowing a coin will land on heads before it's even been flipped. This discovery didn't just challenge our maps of space, it took a sledgehammer to the fundamental law of causality, the idea that an effect can't come before its cause. So, you've got a signal from an empty void, and it's carrying messages from the future. What in the world do you do with that? The team had to really wrestle with the enormous, universe-altering weight of what they just found. Dr. Orion Thale, the team's astronomer, really put it perfectly. This wasn't just some small find. If their data was right, this was the turning point for all of science, for philosophy, for everything. Can you imagine the pressure in that room? And look, this wasn't just one person's discovery. It took a whole team of brilliant minds, a real brain trust. You had Professor Dren, the guy who figured out where it was coming from. You have Dr. Solon, who figured out what it was saying. Then there's Dr. Thal, who understood what it all meant. And finally, Dr. Zane Kaur, the leader, who had to decide, what do we do now? And that really is the ultimate question, isn't it? When you find something that completely rewrites the rules of reality, what's your next move? Do you bury it? Do you just study it from a distance for the next 50 years? Or do you do something massive, something just as big as the discovery itself? Well, the leadership team, with Dr. Kaur at the helm, made their choice. They decided that humanity couldn't just sit here and listen. They had to act. They had to go there. I mean, listen to that call to action from Dr. Kaur. It's so powerful. It's not just a dry scientific plan. It's a challenge. It's a call for brave people to journey into the absolute unknown and face this mystery head on. So that grand vision was broken down into this 3-step plan. And each step is a gigantic task on its own, right? First, build a ship that can do something no ship has ever done. Second, find the crew brave enough for a mission with completely unknown dangers.
And third, just go.
And right there, with that decision, the most ambitious project in human history got its name, Project Spectra, a mission to find the source of a message from beyond time itself.
So that leaves us with this one big question hanging over everything. As Project Spectra gets ready to launch into that darkness, you have to wonder, if we really are about to find something that changes everything we know, what are you hoping we find out there? What do you hope it has to say?